Very good.
Oh, I was just not going to say anything for a couple minutes. But yeah, that too.
Hello, everybody. This is Bruce from Oregon and Bruce's Rooster.
Yeah, it's really the rooster.
That's him.
Yep.
Breaking
This
news.
This is what we're all here to talk about. So at least that's
He's
why
in
I'm
my
here.
yard.
Anyways. Why else?
That's what I was told.
Okay, so we left off last night at some of the texts from Laura to Mike Marraccini, her second of 4 known victims, and we're gonna continue to read those tonight. This Reddit post that we were reading this stuff from, like this really great informational post that this hump person like put together and took forever to put together, apparently, like that got removed from Reddit, and I think we all know why that probably happened. But you know what? You can't get rid of that. It's already out there on the internet. It's forever now. So we're gonna read through it tonight some more. I had copy pasted it into a Google Doc, so we still have it. We have Snitzel Ninja with us tonight, and Bruce again. So we're gonna be reading them together so that I don't have to die while I'm reading through all these text messages. Let's see, and there will probably be a part 3 to this because I don't plan on going for 2 hours again tonight. I'm just tired. I just can't do it, but we'll get through as much as we can. Okay, say bye to the rooster, everyone. Let me share this.
Bye.
Okay, I didn't mean you, Bruce.
Oh, I was saying bye to the picture.
Oh, well, it's okay. I'm gonna put that as my phone background.
As you should.
Then I'm gonna tell everyone that it's my friend Bruce's cock.
Oh boy.
Want to see a picture of my friend's cock?
Be sure to note this was a solicited picture, not an unsolicited picture.
I don't recall asking for that. Yeah, I think I did. Actually, I did. I definitely did ask for that. It's fine.
I don't send unsolicited rooster pictures. I try to be classy, like Audrey Hepburn.
Who? No, I'm just kidding. 1 second, I shared the wrong tab there. Hey, Jacqueline, what's up? Buttons!
Oh,
Buttons says, oh my god, Snitzel Ninja, I love your work.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, Buttons.
That's good.
All right. Now I gotta find where we were, because I had to pull it up on that other tab. Hang on. We had a hard time reading some of this last night, because it's so long, and then also when you try to zoom into where you can read the text, it's like, there's just so much shit. There it is. Because I remember Bruce and I were talking about the parents' text.
We had the parental text messages. I wanted to see those for sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was having trouble reading these too.
This is great.
Oh, Megan! Thank you, Megan.
Megan Fox.
We love Megan here.
There we go.
All right, can you guys read that okay? Or is it too small? Because you're going to be reading some of it.
I mean, I have it open on my computer.
So so you can read that. Okay. Bruce, are you able to read it, or you want me to zoom in some more?
Oh man, it is really tough. I might have to have reading glasses.
I'm going a little more. It's okay. I mean, on in occasions like these, it's like, do you really want reading glasses? Because this is like some bullshit you might not want to read. It's been
a long day.
Yeah. All right. There we go. How about that?
This is better. I can definitely read the Laura parts for sure. The contrast on the blue is very hard, but it's doable.
All right. I'll try that.
Yeah.
That's still a little too.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay. Cool.
125.
All right. So these texts. Late fee. Fletcher boy, thank you for the 5. Late fee, blame Megan. All right. Thanks, Megan. Yeah. Everybody say in the chat, say hi to Megan if she's here with you guys. I don't know. But Megan's cool. Thank you, Megan.
She sends her greetings.
More like she sends her cretins. But yeah. It's fine. I'm one of those.
One or the other.
All right, so we left off of these texts, and this is in the setting of last night. If you guys weren't here last night, I did link to last night's stream, just to like give some context, and that was the part 1 of this whole thing. So this is where she's talking about like the police took me to the ER. I was given fluids. I spoke with a psychologist and was released later that night. She also said above, like, and we'll read this too. Hang on. Contrary to Mr. Marraccini's allegation in his declaration, I was never treated in an inpatient facility. Well, yes, I believe that is the truth. But She did say that she was treated in an inpatient facility, so there's a lie somewhere in there. And I don't believe that she was ever at a psychiatric hospital. There's not a 24-hour hold for psych. There's a 72-hour hold. It can be lifted early, but they don't set you on a 24-hour hold. It just doesn't happen. You do not get to have your cell phone, even in the ER. When you go in for psych reasons, you're put on a hold. They take it all right away. They put you in scrubs and grippy socks, so you can't stab anything or hurt yourself with any of your belongings. You also can't throw yourself on the floor, like slippery floor or anything like that, because you have the special socks. And like I have a pair of special grippy socks, and I wear them on days when I feel super
nice.
crazy.
Are they nice?
Right? The scrubs are like paper thin, but
no. The socks. The socks sound nice.
Yeah, I kept a pair from our hospital, and I put them on when I feel crazy. So like, I'm just like, it's okay. I'm
right now.
Here. Yeah.
Show us yourself.
Do it.
Hey, there's
Sock
Megan.
party.
Hi, Megan. Thanks for coming by. She's saying these are with Mike. Yeah, these are texts with Mike.
Yeah, this is the Mike Marraccini.
I keep
documentation.
mislabeling. I keep saying victim 1, victim 2 because I forget we call the 1 victim 0. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's get into it. These are texts from her parents to Mike regarding like her being like upset and like saying like stuff was wrong with her meds and stuff like that. So we'll get going on this one. It starts with a text from Jan. It says, Mike, it's Jan. I got this text from Laura, who asked me to contact you and asked if you will give her another chance. Okay, that's weird right there. I would never ask my mom to contact like a romantic interest of mine and be like, will you please give my daughter another chance? She is terribly upset and feels you played her like a fool. I have to admit that Rod and I both believed you at the North Beach restaurant when you said you were taking responsibility for the pregnancy and that the timing was wrong. I could see how she didn't think you were lying and didn't intend to end the relationship when the pregnancy was over. Please read the text she wrote and consider giving her another chance.
Now, if you look at number 20 here,
20?
It looks like number 20 is the text from Laura.
Okay, so the mom forwards this to him. And this is kind of like that email, or I don't know if it's a text or email that she sent Clayton where she was like, Laura said this to me. Please reach out to her. You know what I mean?
Right.
Mike recently made the comment to me that he would have said anything in the world to get out of having a child. That he agreed to whatever I want just to not have to have it. Well, that was at your dad's instruction or something, wasn't it? Or maybe not. Maybe that was something else.
That was to go to get treatment.
Right, my bad. Okay, my bad. I get confused. Wild scenarios all kind of run together after a certain amount of time. This has been weighing on me like a ton of bricks lately, and I absolutely cannot live with myself anymore. The child would have been born soon, and I wish to hell I'd had it. Didn't you say she was having twins?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
He told me at no point was he my boyfriend even during that. I think you could at least mention to him how this is... What? I think you could at least mention to him how this is killing me. Guys in the chat, I have not read these in advance. I thought about it, and then I was like, you know what? I'm just not going to, because honestly, I just want to see them for the first time. Right?
This is so transactional.
Yeah, these were posted, I think, on Reddit like a couple months ago.
Yeah, I definitely didn't read it.
I saw them, but I didn't remember the specifics.
There got to a point where I was just like too tired of all this shit. I was just like, I'm not even the dude in this scenario, right? And I'm just like, this is tiresome. Like, I cannot continue to read these texts. Just like his deposition, I didn't get all the way through that. I read a lot of it, and then I was like, no, I can't. Okay, let's see. He literally just said words to appease me. The entire reason I gave up this kid was... Is it kid or kids? Make up your mind. Was because he said he was going to try so hard on our relationship and to be a good boyfriend, and there's been no follow through, and now I am going to die. I'm sorry. If somebody's legitimately feeling that way, it's not funny, but there's so much evidence to the contrary that it's just like hysterical. Like,
this is ridiculous. If you're literally pregnant and you can choose to have the baby, no one is stopping her from having a baby if she is legitimately pregnant.
Right.
This is so transactional. She's like, I aborted it to get something out of Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Who does that?
So I am going to die? Like, that's dramatic. And it's not even like I'm off myself. It's like, I'm going to die. What the fuck?
Yeah. So then the question is, do you think if we go back to whatever it was, text message 1,
Yeah, hang on.
did
Read that.
the mom actually write this, or is this some sort of, you know,
I mean, they spend like every day together for like hours and hours. So I wouldn't put it past her to have access to Jan's phone and access to Ron's phone. And we know that she's impersonated many other
Mhm.
people.
Yeah.
So, and not that, that she'd be necessarily
Tag.
impersonating them. It's there. So anyway, I could definitely see that being her sending a message she sent her mom.
Mhm.
I think it's just bizarre. Like, that's such weirdo behavior from like the person in question. But then you think about the parents too. Like, if her mom really did forward this text message to him and it's like, please give her a chance. Like, why is she not taking her daughter to a facility right now?
hmm Apparently, like people were trying to call her at this time,
Mm-hmm.
and
Wait,
she
which
wasn't.
one?
Like, what does this say? December 9th? Whatever this like period of her like spiraling is or
Yeah.
was, that people were trying to call her, and she said, I think she said in like one of the texts that she didn't get on the phone because she didn't want people to track her. And so she wasn't answering her phone. She texted that, I think she texted that. So
Yeah, we saw that.
yeah. So
I already forgot that, dude. That's so much bullshit here.
This was like she had left and she pulled over at a restaurant or something.
to
Or...
get a
She pulled over
drink,
to get a drink, yeah.
whatever that
This,
means.
this was before or after the epilepsy started. Do you know?
This is before epilepsy was like April of 2017, I think was the Uber accident.
Okay, yeah. So I was like, why is she driving, first of all? But okay. And then if you're like saying you're so sick you need to get like medical attention from an emergency room, no less, like why are you pulling over to get a drink first? She doesn't strike me as an alcoholic, so I don't know why she would feel the need to pull over and get a drink. It's not like, oh, let me just chill for a second and then I'll get back on my way.
It's almost like
Uh,
one of those things you were talking about last night, Lauren, where she'll just like kind of add on, like when she doesn't get a response to like
yeah.
elicit more of a response. And
Hmm.
so, like, maybe she thought he'd be worried about her if he knew she was stopping to get a drink while she was trying to drive somewhere. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, when I'm a bigger girl, so it takes me a lot of alcohol to be like in a condition where I can't, like drive or talk normal or anything like that. But she's really small, so I guess one drink would do some damage.
She's a cheap
Okay.
date like me.
Fancy Pants. I'm sorry, I've just joined and catching up. Did Lauren say this post got taken down on Reddit? Did it violate any rules? I thought this was all public record. So frustrating. Yeah, it was taken down from Reddit. It's not like totally clear. It said something about Reddit filters, but she probably reported it or something. I don't know, but we don't really know. Did it violate any rules? Maybe not, but they took it down anyways. But I thought this was all public record. I don't think these are public record, or not all of it at least. Well, the declarations, yes, but the texts, I don't know if they're like all out there. Do you guys know? I don't think they are. Like some of them are, but not all of them.
I mean, these come from the forensic analysis,
Mm-hmm.
and I
Was
don't think
that
we've seen the whole entire thing.
was that submitted in Clayton's case?
It was, but it was in exhibits, so it's
Yeah.
it's not like we've seen the whole thing because we can't see those, right? So we've
didn't
seen
get the
like
full
whatever has
copy.
been publicly shown, but that's all. IT Ghosty says they are not all out there. Okay, so
Right.
we cleared that up. Yeah, so we've seen this stuff, but it's not all public record. Like there's some stuff missing from here that we can't see, and that makes total sense. Okay, hang on. Where were we in this barrage of?
Number 2.
Number 2.
Hold on. We've been doing this for 15 minutes and we're on number 2. That's great. Okay. That's great. That's par for the course.
Welcome
Okay.
to the Clayton case.
Okay. So this is Mike. He says, again, my words get misconstrued. I was 100% truthful with you and Ron when we talked at NB Restaurant. I was supportive throughout the entire process. And when we were at Tony Robbins, I told her that if I didn't say that I was going to get married or have a child later on with you, you would have kept the child. Okay. I'm trying to make that make sense.
right?
If I didn't, oh, I get it. Okay. So
Uh,
basically the same scam,
mm.
just different context. Okay.
Yeah. If we
She
break up,
replied,
I'm keeping the baby.
Makes sense.
that's the
Threat.
best thing ever.
You'll be a dad.
Damn.
On a private Instagram story that only you can see.
Right.
That's so creepy, dude. All right. I never said that I was appeasing her at the time. I just told her that she was always giving me an ultimatum and I was tired of receiving the threats. I've been 100% honest throughout this entire process and I'm still here today, months after the operation, even though I'm incredibly unhappy with where we stand. I've been at my breaking point for a long time and have been honest and truthful with her about my feelings. I've told her that this relationship is now unenjoyable and that I don't feel like I'm the right fit for her. Though she would disagree with me, I've tried. And somehow, this boyfriend girlfriend thing keeps getting brought up. I told her that we have different expectations when it comes to boyfriend and girlfriend. I also told her we need to work on being happy rather than focusing on a title. I have never once asked for Iceland, nor did I know she had purchased it. She wanted it to be a surprise for me and never asked me what I was doing over that period of time. I had already purchased a trip a year ago that I was really looking forward to and canceled it because she made me feel guilty.
Wow.
Bottom line is, this shouldn't be a surprise to Laura considering I've told her about my unhappiness for the last few months. I'm constantly repeating myself and have finally broken. Wow. Yeah. So he booked a trip, I guess, for himself.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like.
Yeah,
And
that would be interesting to see like receipts for that
mhm,
for the
Yeah.
same time period
Mm-hmm.
and like when he bought them.
God, that's terrible. I understand what you're saying, but could you please call her and be gentle and hear what she... Ma'am. Ma'am. Okay.
What about anything he wrote is not gentle?
She wants you to forgive her for whatever she's done. Whatever she's done that's gotten you two to this point.
Just forgive.
I told her that if she betters herself that I would contemplate a future with her. She is again threatening to commit suicide. Did you go and see her today? She said she has been in her car for the last 4 hours. So you did call her. And then she says, I'm still on the phone with her.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
What is she doing in her car for 4 hours? Where is she in her car?
Spiraling.
Getting a drink? I don't know.
I don't.
That's
What?
what she was doing, but I don't think these are on the same date, are they? Or are they?
Wait, this is what? This looks like it's all December 9th.
December 9th. What was the date she was in the hospital? Was it in December or
Oh,
was it?
I thought it was the 10th?
Okay, yeah.
Maybe
Makes
the
sense.
next day.
So this thing that keeps coming up, like she's again threatening to commit suicide. So like if you are with somebody who, and this is a pattern here, where like when things are going bad or you get into some kind of argument or something like that, and you feel like you have a valid point, and then they start saying they're going to off themselves, like that's a pretty big red flag that they're not being sincere. I'm not saying that it could never be sincere, but I'm saying like if this happens over and over again and that person has never, to your knowledge, tried to harm themselves and they only use it at specific times for a specific purpose, then that's not like a true suicidal threat. That's the kind of thing, like if somebody comes into the ER on a Baker Act, so they're on a 72-hour hold, and I go talk to them and they tell me like, oh no, I didn't really want to, like hurt myself. I was in a fight with my girlfriend or whatever, and I wanted to get a reaction. That's the point where like I would call, I would try to call the girlfriend and confirm that this happens a lot. But that's the kind of thing where like they're going to go and they're going to get released because it's like this person is not truly in need of like inpatient treatment. They're not really going to harm themselves. There's no credible threat here. So that's why it's like I try to tell people it's super important. Call 911 every time, first and foremost, so they like, if they are the exception that I was just talking about, like they'll get the help that they need. Second, because if you call 911 instead of giving them what they want, then they're going to learn that they're not going to get the reaction that they want by doing that. And then number 3, also, like I try to tell them, like, honestly, you should leave if they keep doing it like that. I know it's not always that simple because some people, there really are kids involved. Here there were not because they were fake, but so like it honestly, it's in my opinion, like people feel guilty because they think, oh, they might really do it or whatever. But honestly, them threatening that in a moment where like you are trying to protect yourself and act in your own best interest, then that is abusive on their part. And also, like, it's not your fault if something did happen. That's grounds for breaking up with somebody. That's what I think. But I just don't. I see too much like people coming in and out of the hospital who don't really need to be in the hospital because it gets them what they want every time. It does, and it sucks because it wastes hospital resources, and a lot of community centers it wastes beds like that actual patients need. So, who is adding me on Snapchat right now? I don't Snapchat anymore.
Laura,
I send
Buttons.
I send one picture a day, and it's usually of me on the toilet. So.
wait, you got to get to the end of 5.
I didn't get to the end of.
This is very important, guys.
Okay. Oh God. Okay.
Number
I read this in
Halfway
my
down.
mind. That's why I thought I was done. Yeah. Okay. We
Mhm.
truly appreciate it. I think she will be in a better mindset if she gets the medication adjusted, gets some rest, and is off gluten for a while. If you can calm her, we'd be eternally grateful. She is not acting like herself, and I'm certain this does really seem like herself, but okay.
No, I mean, this guy just said, no, it's not great. She's threatening to kill herself and jump off the bridge.
Mhm.
And the mom
reply
is just like,
we appreciate it. She needs to stop eating gluten. What the fuck?
I mean, if that doesn't scream like we know she's not fucking telling the truth, then I don't know what would.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I mean, maybe they have a point. I'm on an all bacon diet, no more gluten, and I'm fat, but I'm not suicidal. So
If it works.
The happiest you've ever been.
dude.
I
All right.
love bacon. I love schnitzel.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so
Delicious.
the thing with the medication adjustments, yes, some antidepressants can actually make things worse if you are, like taking a medication that's just not right for you. But the thing is, like, that's something that you could talk to your doctor about adjusting, and like that's something that you watch closely early on. If you notice side effects like that, like you feel like you're getting worse, that's something that can be dealt with relatively easily. Here in 10, I'm skipping ahead a little bit. We'll go back to 6, but they increased her dosage of Cymbalta, and I think it has had a very bad effect on her. That is not an excuse for this behavior. It's not. And it's also not an excuse for them trying to pressure him into being with her and talking with her. It's just not. Yes, like I said, they can have negative side effects, but that's something that can be fixed by a doctor in an outpatient setting. It's not something that would require, let's say, a doctor's note for boyfriend support.
Yeah. Also, if they increase a dosage and there's a side effect, that's sort of an acute thing.
Mm-hmm.
Mike has had a chronic issue with her this
Right.
entire relationship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Maybe she scheduled an appointment but didn't actually go to get the dosage lowered.
Gotcha.
Yeah, who
Oh.
knows?
But get it.
Or if you're washing down your depression meds with 20 cans of caffeinated energy drinks. You gotta be like drink caffeine in moderation, guys. Like 15 cans at most.
Yeah.
Let's see. Karen Carson, thank you for the 5. Mom, this boy isn't being my boyfriend. It's not fair. Tell him he has to. Like,
Right?
it's so embarrassing, dude. So embarrassing.
I'm gonna tell my mom if you won't be my boyfriend.
Mm. Please don't tell my mom I won't be your boyfriend, Bruce. Zoot of Anthrax, you mean nice boyfriends don't fix mental health? Apparently not. And if there's any question of that, you have your answer right here. Yeah, so it's unfortunately, and it's very sad, like a lot of people who do end up hurting or killing themselves, their significant other, their family, like they're very confused. Like it's not most of the time, and I'll say again, there are exceptions. Most of the time, you're not going to see stuff like this where it's happening like over and over again. And like Bruce said, like it's not like this is a chronic issue to where like a crisis intervention or like something of that nature, it's not really going to do anything because this is not like an immediate problem. It's not like this is right now. This has become a problem. We need to stop it right now before it gets worse. It's like this is going on and on and on. So even if she had gone to a hospital, like I said before, like there's no 24-hour hold. You don't get to have your phone, and also like the doctors who talked to her, if she was like telling them this same stuff that she's like saying with her mom and like all that, they might have some suspicions and call like the significant others and stuff like that to get more information. Like that's the most likely scenario. So I don't know, just a lot of this just isn't passing the smell test.
Yeah.
What the heck? So on 6 here, we have December 10th. Is this the next day? Like in the morning, 10 a.m.?
Mm.
Yeah.
So they
PST.
wait till 10 a.m. and they're like, we haven't heard anything.
Call the
If the last
cops.
thing you heard was your daughter is threatening to jump off a bridge, you're just going to wait until 10 a.m. and be like, what's going on?
Yeah.
What
No, you
the
call the cops.
hell?
There's no scenario that you don't call 911 there
This
unless
is
you just
ridiculous.
don't care. Yeah. That's ridiculous, yeah. Did I get the correct report that she is heading home and you two are back together?
Oh my God.
No.
No.
She just called us, and Ron and I are looking up hospitals to meet her at. Well, I think that you should have met her at whatever hospital an ambulance would have taken her to, but let's not talk about your parenting, I guess.
Just so So this was like, say, 7:09 on December 9th. And I mean, maybe an hour has passed, like through their text conversation at most. And then this is 9:57 the next day. So what happened? What did she do that night? Did she drive back home? Did she go stay with her parents?
I think she was probably at her house. That's what I think.
Well, then
I mean, I can't say that, obviously.
Yeah.
But I can't say that for sure, obviously, but that's what I think. I think she was at her house.
Yeah, but what's her story? She was just parked in her car near a
Well, she
bridge.
went over to get a drink.
Like
all
she's
night
like
long?
she's about to, thinking she's gonna off herself, but then she just goes. I mean, I agree with you. I don't think she like went to the hospital that night or anything ever. But that makes it even less believable to me that she just goes home after that and like sleeps it off, but then tries to find a hospital the next morning with her parents.
That's another thing that like doesn't add up a lot with some patients. Like they'll come in and they'll tell me like, oh, I've been having these thoughts for a few days or whatever, and then I woke up this morning and I really wanted to off myself, and then you have to get a little bit confrontational with them and be like, okay, so why didn't you? Or like, why did you come here? What got you to come here? What stopped you?
They're going to meet her at a hospital.
What? Meet her at a hospital, yeah. So
So
like people
she didn't go home, according to the story.
Don't know.
Right.
So we know nothing. And then they're just like, let's go to the House of Prime Rib. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Prime Rib? That's the cure to everything?
Sorry, I'm looking at that text.
Oh, and this says, upon request, no record of this police call was found.
Oh, which number is
in the
this?
Reddit post.
Okay, let's go back to that. Which declaration number are you looking at?
13.
Okay. JD claims Mike demeaned her due to her sadness after the abortion, constantly calling her worthless and ugly. However, there are 0 instances of Mike calling her worthless or ugly.
Oh, sorry.
Depressed.
Sorry, it's under Declaration 19, but then it talks about Declaration 13.
I see. I'm very confused. Sorry.
Me too.
Wait, you want to read that part because?
Oh, sure. It says much of this text exchange is included under Declaration 13 evidence. Some are duplicated here. JD claims in her Declaration 19 that her parents, quote, called the police and had them come check on her, and that the police took her to the ER where she got IV fluids. However, in the forensically analyzed text to Mike, JD says, quote, I met my family at the hospital, end quote. And then it says, upon request, no record of this police call was found.
Okay. What else did that say here? Let me see. Also claimed in Declaration 19 that she spoke with a psychologist and was released later that night after she had calmed down and no longer felt like she was a risk to herself. So if you're in the emergency room at night, you're not seeing a psychologist, you're not seeing a psychiatrist. They don't keep them there 24 hours. Like a licensed psychologist or psychiatrist, they're not going to be there at nighttime. So I don't know at what time of the night that she's claiming this happened, but that's, not really making sense. And then also, if you come in earlier in the day and you're seen by the psychologist or psychiatrist and they keep you there on a hold, you're not getting released that night. It's not happening until at least the next day. So no, not adding up. It's a lie. I just met my family at the hospital. Oh, this is we're okay. So she's claiming she met her parents there. Okay. Had calmed down and no longer felt like she was a risk to herself is another red flag, because it's like it doesn't matter what you think at that point. Like you're I guess kind of like I don't like to put it this way, but your agency at that point has been taken away. It does not matter what you want. If you are at a point where you've been determined by licensed physicians to be a danger to yourself, then you no longer have the freedom to be like, "Oh no, I'm fine. I'm going to go now." That just doesn't happen.
Mm.
It's a legal thing. Like the hospital can't just decide that either. They can't be like, "Well, she's probably fine. She doesn't need to see the doctor." Like legally, she has to.
Right, because like what would happen if they left and you know?
Mhm. That's a liability. Yep.
Hmm.
So like even if it wasn't a law, I doubt the hospital would do it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
probably 24 hours. Then I can do intensive outpatient if my psychiatrist approves it. Yeah, no, they don't say probably 24 hours. I think I did touch on this last night. They're
Yeah.
not going to tell you that. If we have a patient who comes in with a 72-hour hold, even if I think that they are going to get released like the next morning or something, and I'm like, it's probably not a big deal, but we are going to keep them here because it's a liability issue. It's like I'm not going to tell them 24 hours, because if you do that and they are not released the next day, that person might flip out, hurt other people on the unit, like just get really frustrated, not cooperate at all, not take their meds. They might just get really angry and be like, the staff's against me. They're trying to keep me here. You know what I mean? Like you never know. So you don't do that. Unless you're the doctor, you don't do that. All right. As to Judy's claims that she did not want to speak with Mike, oh, I saw that already in the declaration. Okay.
Mhm.
A text she sends to him contradicts that, stating the reason she did not want to be on the phone was because I don't want anyone to know where I'm pulled over and getting a drink. I have no idea where they are. JD continues to claim in the text that her phone will be taken away at different points in time between December 11th and 14th. An ER visit with IV fluids administered would not require one's phone to be taken away. That's absolutely right. The phone thing is the most damning part of this, in my
Right.
opinion. 1 second.
And 0 records.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Like she makes all these claims and has no records of any of these visits or.
I think it's interesting. Like we don't have any ultrasounds or anything like physical things that like Mike was given. I mean, I guess the cancer stuff, which she now claims apparently like didn't happen. She didn't send whatever, but she like graduated from that to like with Greg and then with Clayton to like actually have those things. You know, it's like she somehow maybe realized like this con wasn't working the way she wanted to, and then like was trying to figure out how to make it more believable, you know?
Mm-hmm. Okay, and then there's this reminder here. During all this, Mike was with a dying stepfather. The mom, I think, was the one that said she'll be treated as an outpatient. She's getting inpatient right now, which does not add up again because she was texting at that time. So, nope. Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's go back to this real quick. Okay.
Oh, did you see? Wait. Oh, wait. Which one are you on?
We just went to 6, right? And then we were on 7, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Mike. We wanted to thank you so much for what you did for us and Laura this weekend. You saved her, and we will forever be grateful to you. She's getting treated as an inpatient right now, and then will continue to be treated as an outpatient. They're going to change the medication they put her on for anxiety. Okay, so these kinds of meltdowns, that's not anxiety. Like, no doubt she was anxious, but this is not what anxiety disorder is. At the very least, it's co-occurring with something else. No.
Mm.
We would love to take you out to thank you later this week or the following if you're available. Does that work? We also know this took a big toll on your family this weekend, and we would love to take everyone out to the House of Prime Rib this holiday season.
Oh my god.
You're gonna have to buy a lot of prime rib to make up for that one.
You know what happens when you're having a complete life crisis? You go get some prime rib.
You guys
That's
don't
the
do that?
solution.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Because like this was, am I remembering correctly? Is this the time that like his stepfather's like sick, like in the hospital,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Poor Mike.
I know, right? It's not. I mean, it can feel pretty lonely when you got all that going on, and then it's like it drains. It does drain you emotionally when somebody's being manipulative like that to the point where like it might be hard to even have the energy to talk to your family and friends about it at some point.
Yeah, and it's draining even like I mean, like you were saying last night, like even trying to read through these and then
Mhm.
imagine like living through it. And I think he said on Megan's interview that he had like blocked out so much of this stuff he didn't even remember it happened until he read the text messages.
Mhm. Yeah, it's
Trauma.
somebody's here saying there's no way rich girl would just go to an ER. No way she'd go to a cushy clinic. Honestly, I believe that too if she were voluntarily admitting herself somewhere, but I don't think that's what happened and she wanted it to sound more dire probably. So like emergency room is going to get a stronger reaction than the spa. You know what I mean? Like so I don't know. If she were like so bad off that her parents had to call 911, and which they should have, and say like my daughter's gonna, like hurt herself or whatever, they would bring her to an emergency room. They would bring her to a here we call it a Baker Act receiving facility. Like you can't just take somebody anywhere. You can't just take them to the wellness retreat. You have to take them to a legally designated facility that can handle these kinds of crises. So like
Oh,
there's just
can I?
there's yeah, go ahead.
Can I go to the wellness retreat?
No, man.
Sounds
You're
nice.
you gotta stay there with your rooster.
Oh,
Yeah. Um, Bruce, you want to take over on 8?
okay. Where are we here? Oh, the
8.
full thing on
So
8. This is Mike. Okay,
yeah,
so
8 and
Mike, this
9,
is
I think.
December 12th. I wanted to wait at least 24 hours before responding to you because I was so upset yesterday and this weekend. I'm glad Laura got treatment for a day, but she just informed me she is checking out and is back to the way she was this weekend, which is very concerning. She somehow still doesn't get that I have been with someone that is actually dying and wants to live another day, and yet she wants to end her life out of selfishness. The reason I'm writing you is to let you know that the statements I told Laura this weekend were logical and out of compassion. I was given an ultimatum of if we're not together, then I'm going to kill myself. Nobody ever wants to be given an ultimatum, especially when death is involved. Ron and I said we needed to do whatever we could to make sure your where are we here on the next
daughter
one?
came home. It's like in the middle of it.
Yeah. I see it
Daughter,
right there.
oh, to make sure your daughter came home safely. Yeah, you told her I was lying to her. I get being a mom, you want to protect your daughter, but I don't get why you do that when Laura was suicidal all weekend. Like I said, understanding you're her mother, but relaying that message caused an incredible amount of stress on me, and in turn, I took it out on my family. With all that being said, I appreciate your offer for dinner and even including my family, but I'm going to have to pass. I care, love, and appreciate Laura. And then,
It's kind of the middle again. Like
yeah, you, Ron, Sarah, and Christian, but I'm still too upset to even think about having a dinner. I'll let my family know about your kind gesture, though.
Her mom's responses are so like this is unhinged to me the way her mom responds. I know it's
This
not
is the
like
mom, right? Yeah, it's JB at the top.
MG. I will. Can you send me a message on Discord and I'll link you to it. It got
Yeah.
removed from Reddit.
Yeah. Do you want me to keep going? Or?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so then this is presumably from Jan. They increased her dosage of Cymbalta, and I think it had a very bad effect on her. I think it wasn't a good idea. It has made her very anxious and upset. Please be kind and patient with her. It is all because of the drug, and she hasn't eaten. What do you think about that, Lauren?
I don't know. I got some pretty hangry people in my family that never pulled this shit. So,
Oh boy. Okay. And then Mike
and
says,
also like she doesn't
yeah.
she doesn't even she doesn't acknowledge anything he just said. It's just like finding it's like very much like Laura. And if this is Jan, it's just very much the same behavior of just finding another excuse, giving another excuse, another well it's because of this, and like completely ignoring this like very serious like text that was just sent. Doesn't even acknowledge it.
Oh, you know.
Because for anyone in the comments who like has kind of dealt with stuff like this before, as you can see here, like this guy is very intelligent. He's a kind person. He's compassionate. He's tried to help her, and he's very like well spoken. He's doing the best he can given his situation. So like this can happen to anybody met with the right abuser. So like it's not a matter of like this person's weak or whatever, because I know that's a criticism that you see sometimes like online when people are like really brave behind their keyboards and they're like, oh well, they should have just dealt with it or whatever. No, like this can and will happen to anybody when met with the right abuser if they don't, like have the right resources and tools and knowledge to get out of that situation in time. So
I was
it's
in an abusive relationship for 3 years, and
mhm,
he was also an alcoholic, and it's kind of the person when we, did your video, Lauren,
yeah.
that I
Mhm.
was referring to. But yeah, I consider myself a strong person. I have, good people around me, and it still happened to me, and it's like, it's just not black and white, when you're in
Yeah.
those situations.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. It's a whole other kind of ball game going on in your mind, I guess. So like
Mhm.
um things that I definitely should have been able to see very clearly in the past. Like I was so confused and like just like it's almost like your brain just refuses to acknowledge pieces
Mhm.
until like after the fact. Then
And it
like
finds excuses too. "Oh, well,
yeah,
it's because of that," or "It's not that bad," or "Maybe it'll
right.
stop."
Or especially if you at one point get like so triggered that you fight back, then you might think like, well, I'm not a great person either, or like I might have instigated this. You know what I mean?
Or you're made to feel like shit by the other person for standing up for yourself.
Yeah.
That was my experience anyway.
Yeah. Sorry you had to deal with that.
Well, thanks.
All right.
But
And she hasn't eaten. Bruce, do you want to go from there? We'll go through
Yeah.
this whole line of texts.
Yeah. So Mike replies in 11. I understand that and have been kind and patient, but when she doesn't like an answer, she gets thoroughly upset. Again, she just called and asked why I would decline your invitation to dinner. I don't know how we're all not on the same page right now. We need to be moving forward. If you tell me something that doesn't mean I tell Laura. There are some things she doesn't need to know, especially the state that she is in. I didn't say I never want to see anyone again. I respectfully declined the kind invitation because it's still too fresh and my family is focused on someone who is ill. So Jan replies on 12. I totally understand and feel very sorry for what your family is going through right now. I'm truly sorry this has been a distraction. I would just ask for your continued understanding and patience as I feel strongly that her current state of mind and tearfulness is due to the medication, which may not have been the right choice for her in the first place and may have compounded her feelings by being increased today. Keeping all of you in our thoughts and prayers, Mike.
well, and that's like 3 months later.
Oh, wow. So we have hopped,
March, right?
yeah, we have hopped to March 13th because we were back where? December?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Keeping all of you in our thoughts and prayers, Mike. So sorry for your loss. Please let us know if there's anything we can do. Um, okay. And then slide 13 here is back in December.
Hmm.
Oh, I see.
Oh, so it looks like, sorry to interrupt you. It
Oh,
looks
this is
like
Ron.
if you jump to number 17, it looks like that might continue the December timeline with Jan.
Yeah.
Let's see.
A lot of
Right
stuff.
here.
17, yeah. That's what it looks like anyway.
Hmm.
Okay. Wait, are we back to trying to call her and be gentle? Like
Did we
that's
read this? I understand what you're saying, but could you please call her and be gentle and hear what she's saying? It would mean a lot to all of us. She wants you to forgive her for whatever she's done that's gotten you two to this point. Mike says, I told her that if she betters herself, that I would contemplate a future with her. She's again threatening to commit suicide. Did you go and see her today? She said she has been in her car for the last 4 hours.
okay.
Oh, I
Wait,
think
we
we
did read
saw
that.
that before.
Yeah, okay.
Well, let's
So
go
you
back to
did call her. Yeah.
let's go back to Ron so that Mary Lincoln's gonna see what he had to say.
Oh boy. Yeah. Ron. If this is indeed Ron in December, please
Mhm.
call Laura and promise her anything. She wants to keep her alive, and I promise to help you get out of it as soon as she's safe. please, now. And then Mike says, she sends me to voicemail every time. Ron says, we're now telling her that by text. Mike says, done. And then Ron says, please also remember she suffered a concussion last week. So remember, this looks like it's December 10th.
Mm-hmm.
What is that? Is that 2016? Yeah, 2016. Yep. She suffered a concussion last week, and between that and the pills, she is not herself.
So, concussion, falling off a horse, something else? What do you guys think?
I would assume so. Yeah.
Well, it's either that or this Uber accident, if we know the date of the Uber accident.
That was April 2017.
There we go. Okay, so it's definitely something different.
Mm-hmm.
Probably a horse fall or something.
Gotta be.
Because we did see the video that Mike said he took the video of.
And he also said in Megan's interview that he had seen her fall off multiple times.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And that other people had seen her fall off multiple times.
Yeah. So Ron continues here on 14 with the concussion and the pills. Mike says, no excuses for these type of actions. I told her what she needed to hear, and I'm going to go rejoin my family back in the hospital. We are desperate to get a hold of her and nothing yet. She said you were talking. Can you please respond to her? We need her back. And Mike says, Ron, I've done everything for you guys all day while my stepfather is dying. Yeah, you both don't have the decency to call me back.
Wait, that's a red flag that it's not actually them on the phone. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Yeah, so Mike might be trying to text and call and not getting any answer on the calls, but is only getting answers on the texts.
Yeah, well, I guess Laura can't make her dad's voice.
Which is a very, I won't call and talk to you in person, which reminds me of things like Tag and Chase J. Jones.
And David, like the agent, right?
David Katz.
Like he never talked with Mike on the phone, just like text with Laura and email with Mike.
Mm-hmm. Look at this though. He made a valid point here, and there's like no excuse for treating him this way while his stepfather's dying. And then it cuts like under Ron's name, but it's her MO. I feel like absolute shit reading your text. I'm so sorry. And then like of course it's like that guilt trip thing, right? Like oh my gosh, I'm so shitty. Like please comfort me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that something's not tracking here. Something's not tracking here. Obviously, we can't say for sure. But my opinion is that was Laura on Ron's phone.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. Good golly. Okay.
There's been a lot of talk about spacing too, right? Like the double spacing thing. And this one message from him that says, we are desperate to get a hold of her. It's got a double space, and then a single space. So I don't know. Maybe it doesn't mean anything, but.
Yeah. So Mike says, this is getting ridiculous. And then Ron says, I feel like absolute shit reading your text. I'm so sorry. I had no idea your stepfather was dying. And you are absolutely right. I didn't realize my ringer was off until now. I will call you tonight when you still get missed call notifications.
Oh,
right?
so my daughter is suicidal and my fucking ringer is off. Can I say the F word?
Oh, yeah. We're
toasted
as far as monetization goes.
Oh, sorry. Why would your ringer be off?
I'm desperate to get a hold of her, but my ringer is off. Come on. I will call you back tonight when she is safe back in San Francisco. Mike says, and thank you for sending the flowers to my family. That means a lot.
And that's like 2 weeks or so later?
Oh, yeah. We're now on December 23rd, which is, we're now on, that was 13 days later. Sounds great. Glad you like them.
And that's back to Jan right here, but we read that already. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. That's kind of creepy. Like, Mike, please be a man. Oh boy. That's rough. So Jan here says 17 says, I understand what you're saying, but can you please call her and be gentle and hear what she's saying?
We just went through that because it's the 4 hours thing. Yeah, hang on.
We've seen all this.
Let's back it up a little bit.
Did you call her? Great.
I think we've read all the rest of them.
Yeah.
So absurd.
Okay, and now we're back to like text between them. And this is about the Iceland stuff. Here on the declaration thing, Declaration 20. I don't know if it says anything about that in the doc. Let me check really quick.
Yeah, there's a 21. Not 21, but
I got you. Yeah. Well, there is a 21. But... All right. We're looking at an hour. JD claims in her Declaration 20 that Iceland was decided on as a vacation spot because Mike wanted to go there. She claims he said the trip would help their relationship. She states, he told me everything he wanted to do in Iceland, and I planned and paid for it. Further claiming the trip was paid for by emptying her childhood savings account. What? There's got to be way more money than that in her childhood savings account. I'm sorry, no. Isn't she talking about, like, yeah, right here, an offer for $350K? Like, what's in your savings account? And what plane are you flying that you need that much money? Like,
what horse is worth $350,000 that like
know.
she would have?
I guess we're about to find out. She states he told me everything he wanted to do in Iceland, planned it and paid for it. Okay, forensically analyzed texts refute all the above. Okay, so we're going to look at the text message in a second. We'll finish reading this, though. The first mention of Iceland in the text laptop analysis comes from JD on August 11th, 2016. She states, OMG, my pony is leading overall at the finals. His price will almost double if he wins overall tomorrow. Bigger payday equals rewarding ourselves with a trip to Iceland.
But this was your idea, Mike.
This statement proves that if this pony is sold, that will be the Iceland trip money. And after no response from Mike about Iceland, Laura then says, P.S. Iceland, I got offer for $350K. Mike says,
What?
I can. Laura persists, can we go on a trip if the deal goes through? To which Mike responds, yeah, we can. This refutes Laura's claims that the trip to Iceland was Mike's idea.
He sounds so enthusiastic.
Yeah, dude. This is how I talk to somebody, like, on Tinder when I realize I'm not feeling it. Like, that's just not. Oh my god. Okay.
Like, this is how I talk to my plumber. Like, yeah, you can come over. Yeah, I'll be at home at noon. Come fix my plumbing.
You should be gentler with your plumber.
I guess. Take him out to prime rib.
Oh my god. Please. Okay, so this is the text. She's talking about the pony. I'm super busy right now. Can you call it all? And congrats, darling. I just don't really want to call and talk pregnancy because I'm at the show. Okay.
What?
So
Yeah,
she's like pregnant at the show, riding and jumping while pregnant with twins. Makes sense.
Okay. Just want to let you know that when I woke, this is just a bizarre shift. So this is in October. Okay. I was like, what is happening here? Just wanted to let you know that when I woke up, I felt totally at peace with what we did for the first time as well, and a renewed understanding of what needs to be fixed. Maybe that's all because of a miracle session I had over the phone with a really kind psychotherapist too. This chapter is done, and I'm excited for our next. But my heart is filled with hope, empathy, and gratitude for the support you have me during rough times. My phone counselor. My phone counselor, Brittany, really helped me see that, and I will meet with her in person next week. She just made me realize there is so much hell going on in the world right now that it makes it hard to focus on the positive. But we have so much positive. Brittany, I'm sorry, I already read that, Brittany. But we have so much positive. Our relationship and will be beautiful. I love you. Can't wait for cuddling and eating ice cream out of the tub as much as I'm looking forward to cook. Is she drunk? Looking forward to cooking and Tony Rubens' adventures and
2 O's. Tony Rubens with 2 O's.
I'm dying.
In places like Hawaii or Iceland and beyond. I'm happy this is over, babe. We have way more to do together before we would want kids involved. So when she's happy.
Wait, what is over? Did she get the abortion? What's going on?
Yeah. She
Abortion?
had the
Allegedly.
That's like the chapter she's claiming is closed now, I think.
Oh, jeez.
And we need to not.
What did they do for the first time?
I don't want to know that. There's some things I just don't need to know. Okay.
We
need to not make this every night that we see each other every night to start.
What?
It should be, it should be when both people want to be together equally. What's happening here? I want to be 50-50. I promise to be your partner, and I promise not to be a stubborn, needy bitch. I'm hearing the Shoes song from back in the day. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Or no, let me borrow that top. Let me borrow that top. Does anybody remember that? Am I crazy?
Yes.
All right, cool.
What is she saying?
Me or her, because it could go either way.
Bruce's inner thoughts.
Not to be a stubborn, needy bitch, instead being your loyal girlfriend who brings a smile to your face. Truly cheesy, but how I will life my life from point outward.
Point outward.
Did she stop for a drink again? I think she did. I don't feel lost. I feel excite MD for what's ahead.
Oh
Does
boy.
this put a smile on your face too? Here for you 24/7. I thought about this a lot and hope it makes you as happy as it made me. Mike and Laura 2.0. That
Okay.
sounds
Mike
like
and
a
Laura.
horror
Buckle your
movie.
fucking
Yeah.
seatbelts.
Yo. Okay,
Oh,
this
no.
is they're talking about like stuff in Iceland.
I think the only thing I agree with in that entire thing is eating the ice cream.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Stuff in Iceland.
And then it's like, okay, so like the Reddit post says, what doesn't it say that like he like told her everything to plan it, or is that what her statement says? He told
where-
me everything he wanted to do in Iceland and I planned and paid for it. And then she says, would you want to the next text message before after the one you just read, it says, would you want to add this to something we do?
Mhm.
So that's like,
Oh, she's setting it
that's-
all up. Yeah.
right, that's her like suggesting something
In
as
these
not
texts.
like Mike telling her like do this and this and this and this.
Helicopters, Arctic
Bitch.
Adventures. Yeah. Bitch.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh,
let's see
yeah.
what else. I have a FaceTime meeting with a guy who set all this up. So yeah, no, definitely her for setting this up. The guy who I booked all the tours through, Chris, is trying to get us to stay another day. I'm sure Chris wants you to stay another day.
So the
No, I can't.
snorkeling
You
is
can
an
stay.
act.
You can stay the extra day though. That's awesome.
This is like if Dave and I were going to somewhere for a show, and Dave is like, "I'm leaving Thursday," and I'm like, "I'm leaving Wednesday," and we're like, "Cool." That's what his vibe is here.
Mhm.
Like, come on.
SF, thank you for the 5. Shoes. Oh my god, shoes. These shoes suck. These shoes rule. These shoes suck. These shoes rule. Oh no,
Oh,
these shoes
no.
suck. Sorry. I missed
I
that
think
song.
I was like maybe 8 years old when that came out.
That yeah, I was definitely in early middle school or late elementary school, but that just makes me nostalgic for how shitty YouTube used to be. There's videos of me out there that I cannot delete them because they're from like 2007 maybe, and like I don't know the email or password that I used to upload that shit, and it's just the worst dancing you've ever seen. I just can't. Like my freshman class when I was in college found it, and then on my birthday, I was like hanging out with some other people, and the freshman class all got together, and then they did a video where they all did the same exact horrible dance, and it was so funny. Not the school freshman class, the swim team freshman class. Obviously, the school freshman class, I'm not that popular, but
300 people.
yeah. Right. Oh my gosh. Okay. During the flight from San Francisco to Iceland, Mr. Marraccini berated me nonstop for hours. He criticized me for nearly everything I said or did. If I turned my head to look at him when he said something, he'd criticize me for turning too quickly, telling me that my reflexes were unnaturally fast. And
What? What is she, Spider-Man? What the fuck?
And that there was something wrong
happening?
with me. He criticized my career and told me I was bad at my job and was worthless. What job? What was her job? That's a real question. I'm not.
I think actually, I think
Yeah.
literally he asks that question in
That's
the
correct.
deposition.
That's awesome. He told me I was ugly and that nobody else would ever want to date me. When I would try to kiss him and cheer him up, he'd tell me I was gross and a bad kisser. He said I was bad in bed. Then he said he wanted to have a threesome since sex with me was so boring.
What?
This is like this is the most made up shit. I mean, I can't.
She's writing.
And this is on the plane. This is on a fucking red eye to Iceland.
She's
He's like-
writing 50 Shades of How to Take 50 Shades of Grey to Court. Like, what is this?
He suggested a threesome with my sister or with a black man.
J. Jones.
Those two are not the same.
Was it the sassy gay one that Tag told Megan about? Maybe.
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh my god.
Maybe.
No.
He said it would turn him on to watch someone else have sex with me.
Wow.
I told him no, and that I felt uncomfortable. He seemed to enjoy putting me down. His criticisms went on for hours, and I cried on and off throughout the entire flight.
My God.
Okay. And then here's parts of his deposition.
This is
upset
a lot of
with the relationship.
deposition.
Yeah. Let me just skim it. How do you feel Laura violated your trust? Okay.
Oh, so this one's interesting. So she was upset you wouldn't post on social media. Like, didn't Dave do a thing about that earlier?
I think we did
no.
last night, right? Yeah, we did
okay.
last
Maybe
night.
you did last night. Okay.
This
We
is
didn't
like,
read this part, but
you wanted to have a threesome with my sister or a black man? Ma'am, this is a Wendy's.
that could happen at a Wendy's where I live. Maybe use a different example.
Oh.
Oh, he says that like
I mean, Waffle House, yeah.
No, that would definitely happen at a Waffle House here. You guys should visit Florida.
be on TikTok.
Oh yeah. Man.
On this, it's like the first full page of the deposition. In the second column, it says the top line is like, so on the flight was Laura crying.
Yeah.
Like right in the middle there. And then down later he says that she kept bringing up my past, like if I forgive her, do you forgive me for lying to you? Do you forgive me about being suicidal?
Mm-hmm. And I would say that I'm not. I forgive her, but I'm not ready to take the next step in our relationship and just be gung-ho like nothing happened. So she was seeking your forgiveness for, and he says, for lying to me, and the guy says, about what? And he says, an abortion. Okay.
And then it was go on to keep reading there. That's interesting.
Is it down or to the side?
Down, I think.
Oh, okay. Okay. I see. Yeah. Was there anything else she was asking you forgiveness for? Well, it was mostly for lying to me. I had trust issues with her and her family because, her family said that they also lied, like to cover up, especially the night where Colin Scanlon is the brother-in-law or the sister's boyfriend?
I think
at the
that's
time
his
boyfriend.
sister's boyfriend.
Yeah.
Okay. Laura and Laura's dad met up. He had admitted that she was lying and making up stories, and so that's what she was apologizing for. Yikes.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Have you ever called Laura ugly? No. Have you ever told her she's bad at her job? What's her job?
There it is. Wait, the guy says, you tell me, right? What else does he say there?
You tell me. She raced horses.
So no.
Did you tell her? Did you tell her she was boring in bed? No. Did you recommend or ask her to have a threesome with her sister? No, I did not. What about the black man, Mike?
Yeah,
That sounds like an admission.
They didn't ask.
Oh, dear.
Don't ask, don't tell.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Hey, we got rid of that.
In 2016, 8 I guess is 18.
Hey,
yeah,
these
probably.
are yes or no questions, and he's saying yes or no. What a professional.
Were you aware that other people could hear you during that flight? I think anybody could hear us. I just said that because we were having a conversation on a red-eye flight. Okay. In the middle of the first or second night of our Iceland trip, I was sound asleep when Mr. Marraccini woke me up by screaming at me. He was in a rage, the likes of which I had never seen before. I had never before seen. He was furious at me for sending a photo of us in Iceland to a friend of mine via Snapchat, which got back to him via another friend. Huh? I didn't think I had done anything wrong and couldn't understand why he was so mad. Okay, did she take like an unapproved nude of him or something? Like, what's going on here?
It didn't okay, so like back in early December, that whole spiraling happened because she told someone that that they were together and he said that they're not. And he didn't want like pictures posted them because they weren't together. And now she's like, oh, I don't know why he was upset with me. Like he's already told her that.
Yep.
Like many times.
That's why I was like, so that's when I blocked her lawyer on Twitter, was when he posted a picture of them together. And I was like, clearly like he doesn't want that. And I was like, this is no longer like, he's not funny, he's just an asshole. So like I just blocked him. Of course I find out about his tweets anyways because everybody talks about them. But, so yeah. Let's see. He insulted me and put me down, repeatedly called me a fucking psychopath and crazy. As he was screaming at me, I pulled out the note from the WoW Airlines passenger. I told him he treated me so badly that even a total stranger was concerned for my well-being, but he didn't seem to care and just brush it off. I had never seen him so enraged, and I was afraid he would snap and hurt me. I feel like he wasn't even treating me like a human being. I cried myself to sleep that night. When I woke up the next day, on or around January 1st, Mr. Marraccini was in a totally different mood. He said he wanted to have a good trip and start things off differently. He started to kiss me. Oh, God. While we were making out, he used both of his hands to shove me into the headboard, causing my head to slam into it. He had never been rough with me like this before. Then he started to have sex with me. As he was having sex with me, he put his right hand around my neck and strangled me. I was having trouble breathing and started gasping for air. When I did this, he asked me if I liked it. It was hard to talk, but I managed to say no. He strangled me until he climaxed. Then he got off on me. Off of me, sorry. I was like, wait a minute. He climaxed and then he...
This is Moose After Dark, kids. Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm getting demonetized for sure. I felt shocked and deeply confused. My neck and throat were sore. I remember lying in bed and staring at the wall for a long time, trying to wrap my head around what he had just done to me. Mr. Marraccini just went back to sleep.
This is from a book? Like, what? This is like middle school fan fiction.
Yeah, Bruce, I'm going to let you take over for a little bit.
Oh, jeez.
Please.
Where are we, 26?
Yeah, 26.
Do I have to? Okay, here we go.
Yes, you
All
do.
right, buckle up, kids.
Let me, hang on, let me zoom in a little bit for you.
Yeah, buckle up, kids, because later that day, Mr. Marraccini wanted to have sex again. I wanted him to be affectionate and loving towards me, and I didn't think he would hurt me again since it had never happened before. While we were having sex, he told me to pick a number. I said 40, as one does. Then he used his open hand to slap my butt real hard. I said, ouch, and told him that hurt. Then he slapped my butt again. I told him to stop, but he kept going. He slapped me 40 times in a row and counted down from 40 each time he did this. He told me that the harder he hit me, the more it turned him on. After we finished having sex, my butt was stinging and was bright red.
This sounds like a 50 Shades of Grey ripoff, like a bad one.
100%. I felt ashamed that I had allowed somebody to do that to me. Well, yeah, you should have stopped.
Should have farted like you did on the call with Brett.
But she would say it turned him on.
Oh, no.
He finished on her.
Oh, the next day we talked about him slapping me. I told him I didn't like it and that he hurt me. Throughout the rest of the trip, Mr. Marraccini wanted to have sex daily. The beast. Every time we had sex, he strangled me and hit my butt with his bare hand repeatedly. This happened between 12 and 15 times. Wait, how long was this trip? Oh my gosh. My butt was bruised and sore from him hitting me. I asked him to stop slapping me every time, but he just laughed. Given his temper, and since he is so much bigger than me, I felt like there was little I could do to fight back. There was also part of me that deeply wanted to be with Mr. Marraccini and wanted him to be attracted to me and affectionate, so I tried to put up with it. When he continued to strangle me during sex, I told him he was hurting me and asked him why he did it. He said he wanted to be in complete control since it turned him on. He told me, I own you. I told him I didn't like it and wasn't okay with it.
It's like the cheesiest, weirdo fanfic I've ever read.
Asked him to stop. He apologized and promised not to strangle or slap me again. Oh my. Okay, throughout our trip, Mr. Marraccini continued to put me down and did things that felt like they were intended to hurt and manipulate me. For example, I'm an animal lover, especially horses, which I ride for a living. Mr. Marraccini has known this since we started dating. When we first got together, he also claimed to love animals. During our trip, he ordered horse. He ordered horse while we were out to dinner?
It was probably like a specialty, and they're like, you can't visit Iceland without having,
Oh no, I was appalled and had the waiter cancel the order. On another occasion, he got mad and made fun of me because I refused to eat whale or puffin. Whale or puffin? whale or puffin. He said I was boring, and if I didn't eat whale or puffin, he didn't want to be with me since it proved I wasn't open to trying new things.
This is the most made up bullshit I've ever heard. Like,
We came back to Iceland. Oh, here we go. We came back to Iceland January 9th. Wait, how many times did they bang? What the heck?
12 to 15.
40.
Oh my! In like 10 days? Oh no!
And
Well-
if you read, because I read this before,
Yeah.
like earlier today, there's evidence that he like had a cold or something, like that he was sick during this trip,
Oh yeah.
which I found really interesting. That he like, like has all this energy to like beat her, and he's like, feels fucking terrible, like from whatever like illness he has.
Right? Oh my gosh.
Whale or puffin.
Yeah, we came back January 9th.
Why not narwhal? God damn it.
So I think you have to go to the column to refute all this on the right.
This thing? Okay.
Because I think what they're doing is they're setting up what she says on the left and what he says on the right.
Mhm. That's what it looks like.
On New Year's Eve, you said that you and her got into an argument. Yeah. Did you wake her up in the middle of that night because she had sent a photo of the two of you to a friend of hers? Did I wake her up? No. Were you upset because she sent a photo of the two of you to a friend of hers? I asked why she would do that, but I was not upset or did I yell at her or something along those lines? No. So was that part of what you were arguing about, was the fact that she sent a photo? And he says that had nothing to do with what our argument on New Year's night. That was after the fact. That was like 4 or 5 days later. Okay, so on New Year's night, what was the argument about? He says, again, she wanted to post on social media and say that we were together, and I said no. Did you know that Laura can't swim well? Well, I witnessed it in Iceland, so yes. What happened when you witnessed it? It was like a standing size hot tub, and there would be like a deep spot by deep I mean like 6 feet, 5 feet. It was always to the point where she could stand, but if she ever tried to swim, she couldn't swim. So she would have to walk on the shallow area so she could stand up. Okay, and what do you mean when you said you witnessed it? What does that mean? Well, I witnessed her, I swam across to a certain point, and she wouldn't swim across. And I was like, why aren't you swimming? And that was the first time I ever witnessed her not being able to swim that well. Did you know before that she couldn't swim that well? And he says no.
Wait, she can't swim?
I guess not. Like, I thought she was bullshitting, but I guess not. If he says that he saw it, then yeah.
What is wrong with this case? What is happening?
You know how to horseback ride, but you don't know how to swim.
Mm-hmm.
And you live in California.
What is going on?
Did I discuss it with her?
She's like a feral human being. She doesn't know how to swim. She goes to online school. She doesn't go to the OBGYN. She's going to give birth to fake babies in her casita. It's like it's like those novels where the kid gets lost in the woods and has to live in a tree. This is what her life is like.
What books are you reading?
Do you know
where the wild things are?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, I haven't heard that one in a while.
Or whatever. But I think something broke.
I understand. God, where were we on that? Let's see. Did she tell you why she lied? He says no. They told me that her dad even said she creates stories that night. Okay. What am I looking at over here? That's not horse, is it? All right.
What the?
Okay. So we're still on this part of we're not going to read that again. The declaration.
Yeah, we did this whole headboard thing.
Oh, this one text says I've been hacking up a ton. Maybe it's supposed to say.
Where is it?
That's a good question. I don't even know. Page. These pages are merged into 1 and 2 pages.
Yeah.
Wherever it says, oh yeah, physical abuse. I see that on yours, and then scroll all the way over and down kind of halfway, or maybe, yeah, it says I've been hacking up a tud, a ton,
Okay.
and then poor thing.
Did you want to come down?
Yeah, he's sick. I guess.
I've been sitting.
Bring that up.
I've been sitting here because I thought you were bringing it up. Sorry for the miscommunication. I'll come down.
Oh, and this is January 4th. So this is in the middle of their trip.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they're texting each other.
And then on the 31st, this is UTC, so I don't know what that is like with Iceland time. It's probably like close to Iceland time. This says, so like on New Year's Eve, my words are not enough. I know I've done enough damage. I hope you always know how sorry I was in my heart.
Wait, where's this?
The next to the
it's in the
food
middle
thing.
column.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's above this ticket.
Here. Okay.
Mm-hmm. This is interesting. Yeah.
So
she's somewhere. He's in the room because he's probably sick.
Mm-hmm. What is
So
this ticket?
They're not having 50 Shades of banging or whatever.
No.
He's just sick in a hotel room.
Okay. And then this is let me go back to the post and see if I can find something about this. Okay. Declaration 24 to 29. Laura claims heinous acts that occurred at the hands of Mike, as well as other occurrences. Several differences between her declaration, the SASME interview, and TEDx talk are listed below. I've never heard the DeSasme interview, so I'm gonna let you take this one. You see what I'm talking about?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because I've never heard the second interview. I don't even know what that is.
Oh, I listened to it, God, like back in December, maybe. But okay. So declaration says no mention of being drowned in Iceland. In the DeSasme interview, it says, quote, in Iceland, he tried to drown me in these private lagoons, and he knew I didn't know how to swim. But he was claiming that he didn't know until he saw her in there. But she's saying, oh, he already knew it. So he tried to drown me twice in lagoons.
Okay.
And then the TEDx says nothing about
I've seen Mike Marraccini, and I've seen Laura Owens. If he wanted to drown her in a lagoon, he could do it. So this is bullshit.
Yeah. I agree. The next one, declaration. He suggested a threesome with my sister or with a black man. DeSasme says no mention of this, and TEDx no mention of this. Declaration. There's no mention of being locked in a sauna. In the DeSasme interview, she says, quote, he tried to lock me in a sauna, end quote. And the TEDx, there's no mention of being locked in a sauna.
Locked in a sauna. Why have I not heard that before? So, like, obviously, like I said earlier, I hadn't read all the text before, but the declaration, I must have missed that part because it's like
it's in the DeSasme interview. She like,
oh, I see it. I see now.
Yeah,
okay.
she says something like that he locked her in the sauna and like an employee had to like let her out.
What was the overarching theme of the interview? And was it just about the allegedly abusive relationship like the other one?
Yeah, it was mostly, I mean, she talked a lot about Iceland from what I remember and like the napkin lady and how she got out of the relationship and like giving advice to other people who like might find themselves in a similar situation.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Gotcha. Let's see. Locked in a sauna. There we go.
Oh yeah, okay. Then declaration. There's no mention of Mike for a declaration in DeSasme. I guess there's no mention of Mike telling JD to off herself. But then in TEDx, she claims that on the flight, Mike said, "I don't know, off yourself."
That's not something somebody's just going to say casually on a plane in front of a bunch of people.
In the declaration in DeSasme, no mention of Mike saying JD being dead and in heaven. So I guess the TEDx will address that. TEDx claims Mike said on a flight, quote, if you truly love me, you want me to be happy. And maybe if you're in heaven, you can help me find my soulmate and look down and smile on our wedding day.
What?
Okay.
I have never watched the whole TEDx. I can't.
Yeah, I don't.
Again, it's been a long time.
I think I watched it once.
Oh my God.
This is interesting because the 40 spankings occurred different days on different stories.
Yeah, declaration claims 40 spankings occurred 3 days into the Iceland trip, but the TEDx claims the 40 spankings occurred the very first day in Iceland, and DeSasme does not mention being spanked 40 times in Iceland.
talks about being spanked 40 times in a TED talk?
Next one,
Our
declaration.
friend Laura does.
Yeah.
Hey, you claim her, not me.
No mention of writing. Can I say this word or should I change it?
Yeah, go ahead.
No mention of writing a suicide note on the plane, but in the DeSauce interview, JD claims she was writing a suicide note on the plane.
Mm.
That's
That
interesting
seems
because that is not mentioned in the TEDx talk, and you'd think it would be if it was
right.
true.
You can't
Right.
just hide that on a plane where you're next to, like, wall to wall next to people, you know what I mean? Like, oh my god, that's so stupid.
Yeah. And then the next one says DeSauce TEDx, no mention of Mike saying, quote, I own you during Iceland sex, but in the declaration, she claims he said, I own you during Iceland sex.
Mhm.
Then the next one, the declaration, she claims she showed airplane lady's note to Mike and he brushed it off. In the
Right.
DeSauce interview, she claims she tore the note up herself. And then in the TEDx, she claims Mike tore airplane lady's note up in a fit of rage.
And there's photos of this note, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like, this is so inconsistent.
Yeah.
God, okay.
Oh, it looks like there's one more. In the declaration in the DeSauce interview, none of the things mentioned below in the TEDx are mentioned at all. So the TEDx, she claims the first night in Iceland, Mike abruptly left dinner. Quote, right before the check came, end quote, she claims she could not find her way back to the hotel and, quote, stumbled around the streets of Reykjavik in the highest heels I owned and in the sleeveless dress that was inappropriate as you could get for the snowstorm I was in. And then I saw someone on Reddit said they checked the weather for those dates and there was no snowstorm. Interestingly. Anyway, she further claims, quote, the fireworks went off at midnight and I could hear people in the distance cheering. I could feel their excitement about the idea of a new year. Oh, new year, hopes, new dreams, new goals. And then there was me, looking worse than ever after crying for the better part of 24 hours. I slipped into an alley. I was numb from the blanket of hopelessness and unworthiness I felt. I weakly stood up and hobbled back to the hotel. When I got to the room, he was livid. Maybe it was because he had too many drinks. Or maybe his Instagram post hadn't gotten the attention he thought it would, or maybe he was
What?
The
upset.
man's Instagram is private now. I don't think he cares very much.
God. Or maybe he was upset because he didn't know where I was, and for a few hours he had lost his power over me.
What?
Okay.
Do you want me to read the next part?
Oh, sure.
According to a text from Mike, he was sick on January 4th, 2017, even asking JD if she could bring him food in the hotel room on January 7th, 2017. JD further acknowledges this by texting, got your yogurt and the wellness shot. Mike even states, my throat hurts too much to eat. After arriving home, JD texts Mike, I did. I had a great time with you and look forward to more greater and better trips and memories in the future. And then in the declaration of Mike's sister, she states that at no time did Laura ever mention physical abuse at the hands of her brother. And she also states that Laura sent her frequent texts and photos while in Iceland and shared that she and Mike had turned a corner and was, quote, I think they mean thrilled to be having a wonderful time in Iceland.
Oh my gosh. Did they have separate rooms? Like, what is?
I don't
I
know.
have no idea.
Like, why are they texting and he's asking her for food and stuff? I don't know.
But, you know, if he was too
Maybe
sick,
he was
maybe
just
she
too
went
sick to go to their
yeah.
adventures that she had planned out,
Right.
and she went to
Uh,
those.
Okay, so it looks like this is the end of part 1, and I did copy part 2 just in case it got taken down. But
Oh,
we're not
man.
gonna get into part 2 tonight. We'll do the last bit of it on the stream tomorrow. But let me see if there's anything else here that we need to see. Give me 1 second. Okay. Let's see.
There's a picture of Laura with a dog.
I love dogs. I don't want to see that. Marina L, thank you for the 10. Thank you all for making me laugh. I needed the laughter after a stressful day. Well, that is what we are here for. All right.
Well, I'm scarred for life, so hopefully it was worth it.
Right.
Oh my god.
All right, hold on. I've seen enough of this horrible recounting of the fake sex act.
I can't believe that's only part 1.
Yeah, right? We're only on page 32 of these things, so we're just gonna skim. We're just gonna skim so we can get to the end of this, and then we'll do part 2 and all that tomorrow. Sorry you had such a bad day. Proud and inspired by you deciding you didn't want to go in the direction they wanted. This is like about a job or something, I guess.
What page you on?
I'm looking at the declaration document now, and then there's text here.
Okay.
I don't know if you can see
this
them.
could be career stuff.
Well, Juno, thank you for the 10. I really appreciate it, guys. You guys are very generous. I always appreciate it. Okay. Let's see.
Oh, there. Yeah, that says declaration number 30.
What is this? Love something, Daddy. Huh? Thank you both for a wonderful evening. The food was extraordinary and the conversation was perfect. Love something, Daddy. Yep.
It looks like a slash.
Oh, okay.
So maybe it had his name.
Mike, Daddy?
I think that's from.
Hmm.
I think that's
from Ron, maybe.
I think it's from.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And he's talking
Okay.
about Jan and Ron.
Okay, I just got confused. All right. Okay.
Ugh.
I have
Mommy
no
and
idea.
Daddy want to go get prime rib.
Okay. So yeah, I just got confused between the gray and the blue again, which is stupid because I have iMessage, so I don't know why I did, but
Well, I think that first text it says like, let's see, the stuff about his job. Oh, that he lost his job. But this says, I'm really proud, inspired by you deciding you didn't want to go in the direction they wanted you to go in, and having the courage to make your own way and create fulfillment in your life. So that doesn't sound like he lost his job. It sounds like he quit his job.
Right.
To me.
Oh God. Let's see. You're saying we've made major strides since New Year's. I'm still hesitant. And she's talking about, of course, how great they're doing and like how they've gotten, like they're doing better now. And like this is all after she claims that he like beat the shit out of her. So that's ridiculous. Okay, yeah, here's the part that you were talking about where the lost job. I'd hoped the abuse would stop once we came home, but it didn't. Mr. Marraccini became even more aggressive after he lost his job. Every time we had sex, he strangled me. This happened 4 to 5 times a week and at least 100 times total. Why are you counting?
Jeez. What the?
Okay, wait a minute. He also frequently smacked my bare butt with his open hand, sometimes more than 50 times in a row. But why did you say the number 50? Because, like, if he asked you the first time and you said 40 and he smacked you 40 times, do you think that you should up the number? What?
Well, there's no number. He's just doing it.
Oh my God.
Oh boy,
I'm just
we're getting into Super Moose After Dark here, guys. This is
all right, hang on.
This is serious business.
Sometimes he would tell me to take an Ambien before sex, so it would be easier for him to have his way with me. Sex with Mr. Marraccini felt like abuse, not loving and intimate. I often cried while he had sex with me. After he would finish having sex with me, I would tell him that he hurt me and ask him to stop strangling me. Sometimes he apologized and said that he just lost control. He'd swear he was going to work on himself and promise to stop. Other times, he'd brush it off and act like I enjoyed it, even though I repeatedly told him I did not. On numerous occasions, he told me the control was a turn-on for him and that he needed it since sex with me was too boring or too vanilla. Oh, this is scary time. Okay. I am not your guru on Netflix plus anal.
Hashtag solid plans.
Okay. I didn't understand at first, but I am not your guru is a show, right? It's a Netflix show, I guess.
I think I didn't see it, but that's what it sounds like. It's like they're going to watch that on Netflix.
Oh, no, she clarifies. Don't worry.
This is Netflix and chill, yo.
AKA Tony Robbins special and anal sex tonight.
He doesn't get it, but he'll let it slide.
She's obsessed with Tony Robbins.
He's going to let it slide
Tony
and
Rubens.
glide. Tony Rubens. They're going to slide and glide.
God damn it.
Oh boy, guys.
Okay, so this is from October. That was from August, so this is a different conversation. He says, I'm in the hospital. I can't talk. She says, what happened? Where are you? I'll come right now. I'm pretty sure something went wrong on Sunday night. Okay. She says, and you seem to worry about Sunday. I know this, but just to confirm 100% clean. I obviously haven't been with anyone since we met and was tested again when I saw my regular gynecologist for my physical back in August. Was that the telehealth visit, ma'am? Which is why I thought UTI seemed likely if you were peeing blood too. Okay. I've had them before and they're so painful. He says, I'm talking about the lube and what we did, not you personally.
Did she
Oh, God.
break his
Are we still
dick?
talking about butt stuff? Like,
She broke his dick.
I think that like it looks like it's two separate instances of probably anal, because I don't know how else a guy would get a UTI unless like you shove shit up there.
listen,
I don't
man, I
know.
didn't need to know that.
I don't know. I don't have one, so I'm not sure. But
Maybe he had some allergic reaction to the lube they used. Like she used crazy like hot honey lube or something, and he's allergic to it.
But it's like to me, this looks like it's like two like examples of her like initiating
Oh, 100%.
like more than just, I guess, like traditional sex, which kind of like speaks to maybe her like, I don't know, wanting to do more stuff like this for whatever reason. But
Yeah.
when she's kind of implying that Mike is the one like wanting to do like more like less vanilla things.
Well, Schnitzel, that would be too boring or too vanilla. We need to use the hot honey and pepperoni lube
Pour it all over my schnitzel.
while we break his dick.
Karen Carson, thank you for the 5. She is so Amber Heard, I need a mega pint.
Oh, me too. Me too, Karen. Oh my gosh.
All right,
Oh,
hang
no.
on. Where were we?
Okay.
Oh God. Okay.
Oh, miss you. Oh, wait, miss you more. And now you're going to make me all sexually frustrated till Sunday. And then there are dildos.
Wait, so she broke his dick and now he's got to recoup for the weekend?
This jumps, but this was like October was the anal one, and now this is
November.
June of 17.
Wait.
Well, no, I mean
where are you looking? Oh, this is June. This is
the
November.
more. The miss you more. When was that? Was that right after?
Yeah. Oh, that's June 2017. It says.
6:15. What is that? Oh, 6. Yeah, exactly. So he's at the hospital, right?
In October of 16, but
So
now
this
it's
is just separate conversations. Yeah.
Oh,
like
okay.
9 months.
Okay. She's
I didn't
trying to
want him to
entice
break
him with
his-
toys.
He didn't want to break his dick 2 times in 2 weeks. That would be too much. Too much.
I'm
Oh.
just thinking about how excited I am to blindfold each other tomorrow. I'm gonna blow your mind.
Oh,
I'm
no.
horny, baby. Okay, that's not something you send to someone who like you
Okay,
hate
Lauren,
having sex
can
with.
you zoom in on these pictures? What are these pictures? What's going on here?
Up there?
Up here. Yeah.
I don't know. This is like a sex toy.
my.
Like
Can we enhance? Zoom
Oh
in.
my.
Zoom way in.
Bruce,
What is
I don't know if I want
What?
to, buddy. I'll give you 5
I
seconds.
want to know
Hang
what's
on.
going on here. Come
I'll
on.
give you 5 seconds to look at it.
This
There
is
it is.
investigative journalism, guys. We got to enhance.
Okay,
Enhance.
I can't stand it. No. It's blurry.
Oh,
It's blurry.
It looks to me
Oh.
like, I think I see like,
this
I
is
know
the
what
hot,
it is. I just don't want to say it out
This is
loud.
the hot honey
I'll
lube.
say it.
Go ahead.
I see like a dildo with a stimulator on there, and
Ooh.
then like a suction
Mhm.
thing for the part, and some lube and some condoms or things you can eat, edible underwear. I don't know.
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah, that's enough of that for me. Okay.
Oh,
Hey, if we're going in, we're going all in.
that's what he said.
Is this just like the full? Oh no, there's just more declaration. Hang on. Okay, so this is she's talking about more about like the abuse type stuff. Hang on.
Crazy blue lube.
What?
That's what someone said.
That's insane.
Sure,
What
Dad.
did What? Super what? Anyway.
In mid-February 2017, while we were having sex, Mr. Marraccini was on top of me. He put his left hand on my arm to hold me down. He squeezed so hard that I had a bruise for several days, which I took photos of a day or two later. See Exhibit 3. Then he used his right hand to strangle me. I could barely breathe. When I started gasping for air, he shoved 2 fingers down my throat, which caused me to gag. When I did this, he said, "Good girl, good girl." I felt panicked and didn't understand what he was doing. I was crying. I kept thinking I didn't want to do anything to upset him as he did this, since I didn't want to push him over the edge. After he stopped having sex with me, I asked him why he put his fingers down my throat and told him I didn't like it. He brushed it off and ignored me. Okay, I need a break. I can't. Hold on.
Wait, where are we?
We're right here on 33.
Okay, I can read some of this.
Yes, please.
Also, I feel like she could just get a bruise on her arm from horseback stuff or whatever.
Like even like carrying stuff, or like I used to do horseback riding.
Right? Yeah.
It's like it's easy to get a bruise.
Sure.
Mm.
33. On another occasion in February 2017, Mr. Marraccini strangled me during sex so hard that it left red marks on my neck. I sent pictures of the marks to my sister, but did not save these photos because I was afraid he would find them. I deleted many photos and texts for this reason. There were 2 other occasions when I had marks on my neck where he strangled me. I cannot remember exactly when it was, but I believe it was in May and July 2017. Sometime in February 2017, I noticed tiny red spots around my eyes after Mr. Marraccini strangled me, which I know is called petechial hemorrhage. Petechial hemorrhage.
Sounds good to me.
This became common, and I took photos on a couple of occasions. See Exhibit 4, photo of redness around right eye and cheek taken in March 2017. And Exhibit 5, photo of redness around my eyes and cheeks taken in May 2017. Sometimes my eyes were also bloodshot, and I had dark circles around my eye sockets.
No pictures.
At one point, my mom confronted me about the red spots and asked how I got them. I told her Mr. Marraccini was strangling me during sex. I mean, that's just the thing you tell your mom, like, while you're having coffee.
Why does
And
her
then I
mom
believe-
continue to ask these allegedly abusive men to date her daughter?
Right?
Right.
And then I believe the tiny soot spots were a result of the strangulation. Yeah. And I mean, even if she does have photos where something was going on with her skin or whatever, it's like, how do we correlate that or apply causality with anything he did? I don't know.
Right.
Okay. So then I think they go into his testimony,
Yeah, it's down here.
question. Okay. Between December 2016 and when your relationship was over, I think you said that was November. It was late 2017. Okay. So somebody in chat had asked how long, their relationship. So this is the end.
It was like
Yeah.
March, like the first date they went on was like the end of March, maybe March 23rd, 25th, something like that.
In 2016?
In 2016. And then he claims they ended their relationship in like March or April of 2017. But
This says
they were
December.
still texting because she claims that it was like longer than he said it was long that it lasted for.
Okay, late 2017. In that year period, did you ever?
Whoops, my bad. Sorry. Give me 1 second.
Did you ever? I think he's saying, did you ever put?
Nope, that's not it. There it is.
Did you ever put your hands on Laura's neck? He says no. Did you ever strangle her? No. Did you ever slap her using the palm of your hand anywhere on her body? No. During sex, you never slapped her butt? No, not that I recall. During sex, did you ever hold her down while the two of you had sex? No, I did not. Between December 2016 and December 2017, did you ever hold a pillow over her face while you were having sex with her? No. Between December 2016 and December 2017, did you ever witness Laura lose consciousness during sex with her? I don't know if we have an answer on this. Do we have to scroll down? Or?
Mine says no.
Yeah, that's probably a no.
Also, by the way, I want to note that if you look at the first page of her declaration, it says that Laura was attended via phone. So she was like listening to and then she did that for Clayton's deposition. She showed up in person.
Correct.
So I find that interesting.
Euro D asked if did they ask, was there ever a black guy present?
No.
Doesn't seem like it. Oh,
I feel like this is getting a little sketchy. He never said no explicitly to the black guy thing. It's not in the questioning. Like, we might have to have a talk with Mike.
Is there anything below line 24 a little bit, or is it just he says no?
Where there's a line 25. I opened the one from the Dropbox. It says no. Yeah.
Oh, okay. It just says no. Okay. The thing at the top of the next column is interesting.
Is it up here or
we
here?
I think we have to actually go all the way up.
Okay.
Did Laura ever talk to you about her concerns and fears about having sex with you? No. Did Laura ever cry while the two of you were having sex? No. Have you ever seen, and he interrupts, she said one time, when I said I love you, she started crying afterwards. When was that? I have no idea, sometime in 2017. Would it have been like summer or fall? It was probably like spring, I would say. Spring. Yeah. Have you ever seen Laura with red splotches or marks around her eyes? Yeah. And did you talk about what that was? Yeah. She always said she had a hard time sleeping. And you can scroll down. She said it was because she had a hard time sleeping? Yes. Okay. And how often would you see her with these marks on her eyes? Well, she would take Ambien every night. This is interesting because
But before,
didn't she claim he told her to take that?
yeah.
So that's interesting. But I mean, I would see her, it wasn't often, but I would see her with splotches maybe once a month or every couple months. And would you talk to her about it and ask? No, I'm not going to dig in like why something's on her face. No. So you noticed it, but you just wouldn't discuss it with her. I've always it's like calling out, like somebody that's got a rash. I mean, it's not going to make them feel better if you call them out and say, why do you have a rash on your face? It would be we talked about it one time and that was it. And we never brought it up again. And what was the discussion when you talked about it that one time? She just said that she was having trouble sleeping, wasn't getting much sleep. And that was it. She was getting the marks on her eyes because of that. Okay, I have here a photo that shows redness around Laura's right eye and cheek that was taken in, and then is that it? That's all we get.
Yeah. I guess so.
Because now we're moving on to other.
Yeah. She rides horses every day, and so she would get bruises. I'm not going to dig into why she gets bruises from riding horses.
Mhm.
That makes sense. Exhibit 4 and 5. I don't know if I saw that. Would it be in this document? I don't know if you guys have skimmed it at all.
I think that I thought I saw it in the Dropbox. Maybe I didn't.
Is that? Oh, okay. I haven't opened the other things yet. Hang on.
I don't remember.
Okay. I have it right here. So I'm looking at, this is the first one, and then I see LO.
Oh yeah, there's.
1 or 2.
I'm in the Dropbox right now. It looks like it's like maybe her 2 of 2 LO declaration, 2 of 2 redacted. It says.
Okay.
That looks like it has exhibits in it.
Okay. Let's see if I can find it. That's a napkin lady note. I don't know what this is. What is that? This is just like, well, I mean, it's because it's photocopied. I guess it's like.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be like her evidence.
Okay, so here it's like the photos of her in the hospital. Is that right? Yeah, the ones that we've seen.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I thought it was anyway.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, we can't tell anything from these
Right.
photocopies here.
Did I lose my place again? Hang on. I think I did.
I think this page is just more the left column is her
Okay.
side and the testimony is his
Mhm.
his side. And it just seems like it's more of the same. She makes a claim and then
Mhm.
he gets asked about it and he says no.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what is he saying? Holy shit, was that you for here? I don't know.
I think that's the video that I'll say that I posted
Yeah.
on my YouTube of her falling off the horse.
Okay.
Oh.
Gotcha. Huh. All right then.
Mhm.
Let's
But I will
see.
say that his mom, at least his mom and maybe his sister were at that event. So
Okay. Yeah, gotcha.
even
makes
if it came from her, it could have been like his mom who took it and then like she asked for the video and texted
Right,
it to
yeah.
her and then she sent it to Mike.
That makes sense. Yeah. And then here she's just denying that he ever strangled her or anything like that. Let's see.
Mhm. Yeah, we read that
Here.
already.
Um,
But I don't think we went through these texts. If there's
This
anything
here-
interesting in here.
this is the Uber like talking about the Uber lawsuit here.
And the like, yeah, like say, oh, April 6th. Okay, that's when it happened. And then like,
Mhm.
I think these ones are just about her when she started to claim she had seizures.
Okay.
Oh, that's very interesting. Yeah, because if the timing of the Uber accident and her, like this message on the right, I had a massive seizure. I'm on the way to St. Francis. Or no, where is it? Somewhere she says they want to put her on anti-seizure meds, right? They're going to put me on anti-seizure meds. It's the last text on the far right.
This one, anti-seizure
Yeah.
drugs.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
I think this is kind of interesting because this seems to be the origin of this.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and that's okay. That's in May.
Yeah.
Gotcha. This is more of the. I'm not reading that again. I'm not reading that again.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you want to come over tonight so I'm not alone? He responds with a non-answer. I don't understand why they let you go each time when you keep having seizures. Can you please get back to me? I really need you. It will be really soon, but my door is unlocked if you want to go there. Says, how far are you? What's going on? How are you doing? Hello. Hey, just had MRI. How are you feeling? And then she makes this face.
Jeez.
I would love for you to come. It's a lot to explain. Saying, can you talk now? I just want to be held tonight. Well, you can be held in a facility if you tell the truth. And like, never mind. That doesn't answer my question.
Oh, damn.
In elevator released. Sorry, I yanked your neck to kiss you. So like, she yanked his neck. Okay. Sorry for my mood too. I don't really feel good at all. He says, what's wrong?
That's the like only sign of any physical abuse we've seen.
Yeah.
Her yanking his neck.
On or around Valentine's Day weekend in February 2017, we took a trip to Napa Valley. I had recently gotten a dog from a shelter who had been attacked and a shaved head and stitches. The whole time, Mr. Marraccini complained about how ugly the dog was. He said he wanted to punt the dog. He told me I was cruel for keeping the dog alive because it was old and blind and ugly, and that I should have let it die in the shelter. At one point, the dog had an accident in the hotel room. Mr. Marraccini got mad at me and screamed at me for having a dog that wasn't potty trained. During this trip, Mr. Marraccini not again. During this trip, Mr. Marraccini strangled me during sex several times, and
Buttons
yet you
must have
keep,
done it.
yeah, right, and yet you keep like begging him to like come over and all this stuff.
Cuddle and yeah.
But wait, ladies and gentlemen, Buttons, the punted poodle, has entered the filing.
I'm guessing that's a picture of the dog.
Yeah,
don't
it looks like something is not good on the top of his head.
Yeah. Well, it's probably blurred out for a reason or like marked out for a reason, so I'm not gonna get into that, but that's horrible. She says, yeah, they had to shave it. The worst part is the side of his neck. He has air in his chest cavity that is super visible because Rufus grabbed him by the neck, I'm guessing. I have to ice it 5 to 7 times a day for the next week. Mike says, I can't believe that. I feel super bad for Buttons. There is
That's
a
right.
link to something. This was Buttons. And then Mike says he looks better in the first photo. Mike says, you can stay the night, but I can't have Buttons over because he pees and poops every 10 minutes. LOL. That's not abusive.
And then she says true.
Yeah.
Like acknowledging it.
Oh, Buttons.
She says, are you sure? Are you sure you don't want Buttons there if I take him out and bring his carrying case? No, we don't have dogs in our place, so I can't do that, especially if my roommate comes home. And then he asks, how's Buttons? Laura says he's amazing. He's sleeping. My friend got me bumped up to first. Is that like a first class flight or something?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. So it's basically he's saying like she can't bring Buttons over, not because he doesn't like Buttons, but because they're building maybe, I think.
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
He's in an apartment.
Yeah. Reddit post said maybe. But anyway,
yeah. Okay, so this is more of her declaration. Sometime in February 2017, Mr. Marraccini asked me to take and pay for a trip to Dubai with him. He said it was a good time because he wasn't employed. He told me the trip would be good for us and would help restore our relationship. He hadn't told me that he loved me yet, but said he had a feeling he would be ready to say it in Dubai. He often said he was almost ready to say I love you. I wanted good things for him to be happy, so I agreed. He berated and verbally abused me throughout the Dubai trip in March 2017. He took me to a watch store and asked me to buy him a $10,000 watch and be his sugar mama. When we had sex, he strangled and or slapped me every time. I felt abused and taken advantage of and withdrew from him emotionally during this trip. I'm guessing that's not what's going to be seen here. Okay. Let's see.
Why is she banging this guy if she doesn't like it so much?
Because she's lying.
Sure is happening a lot.
Okay, I was looking, and I don't think we have a choice. We need to go to Dubai. This deal is actually amazing.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, you know what's interesting?
That's Mike asking for the trip.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what's interesting about her testimony is all this stuff like, oh, he's good. He's got a feeling, and he's starting to fall in love with me, and he might fall in love with me, and he might be. This is all like Bachelor lingo,
Dude.
like from the show. Because on the show they never say like "I love you." They're just like, "I have strong feelings for you," and then they're like, "I
Unless
feel
it's
like I
Clayton.
could fall in love with you."
I've
and then
never
they're
seen
like,
an episode of
I-
that.
and then they
show.
say, "I feel like I'm starting to fall in love with you." And then
Well,
on the next
Clayton just
episode
let,
they say,
let it fly.
yeah, and they couch their language very carefully, and that's what she's using in her testimony. I think that's very interesting.
One
Yeah.
second, guys. Lodger Boy, thank you for the 5. Tony Robbins and butt stuff will be connected in my mind forever.
That's true.
I don't know what to say to that.
I'm sorry.
As the world burns, thank you for the 5. Do Jane Doe's mental health issues? We all have some. Possibly shift liability from client to attorney. Could she get a new attorney and sue the other one? I'm going to say no, because she's not actually clinically insane. She is just a dick. Okay. Mary Barrel, thank you for the 5. I'm donating this as payment for all the hard work you've done bringing us Greg's and Mike's texts. It's so exhausting. You should be paid for this. Thank you very much, Mary Barrel. I appreciate that. As the world burns, also, I should probably say that's my opinion that she's not clinically insane, because I can't technically prove that. Hang on. Let's see, one more. Elizabeth, thank you for the 2. Meanwhile, in real life, she was calling cops on neighbors. That's true. All right. Let me see what we got here. You're excited and looking forward to good things ahead. Can't wait to give you presents. We're going to Dubai as your present, amongst 2 other things. He says, "Holy shit!"
So like he didn't even know. Like he would say, like she would just buy these trips without him knowing.
Yep.
Yeah.
But she's claiming like he asked me to take and pay for her.
I'm excited for lots of great stuff. Blah 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 blah. I also upgraded our Dubai hotel quite a bit. He says, "What are the dates?" Like he doesn't even know
the dates.
My sister and Colin are going to be in Europe.
Oh boy.
Okay. Do we have any more details? She's asking.
Times, locations, anything.
He doesn't know
Dude,
anything.
she has no idea. Sure, I can get it. I booked the whole trip. What do you need it for right now? Maybe he'd like to know where he's going.
Have you thought more on Dubai?
About whether you're comfortable with stuff. He says, "I'm still not. I told you I'd tell you if I was." She says, "Okay." What did she want now?
Stuff. What kind of stuff? Butt stuff? What's
Well,
going
that
on?
could just be her like talking about the relationship stuff again. I'm gonna refuse
e-
to
or
let the
even,
anal
like-
thing enter my mind.
Or even her like paying for
Oh
the
yeah,
trip,
right.
you know?
Trying to
Yeah.
figure out Dubai and David and everything, but I'll be at lunch at the barn for a bit now, so we'll have to text. I don't know what that means, but if we aren't going to Dubai, then I need to know today. I'm going to stay and hang with my family for an extra day or 2. Okay. Also, I'm going to sleep on Dubai and let you know first thing in the morning. I thought she booked it.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Okay. I do obviously want to go. I just want to make sure this is going forward for a long time to come, since you aren't comfortable with saying you're with me yet. Yeah, so that is what she was talking about. Trying to make sure that's not just a sign it's not right for you. Okay, so like she's dangling these things in front of again, being like, "Say I'm your girlfriend."
Mm-hmm.
But you see a future, just aren't comfortable now posting it. I just wish I knew if you were going to get over this or not. And then she sends flight and hotel info. Okay.
Holy shit, I can't believe we're actually being Dubai.
All right. I'm so sorry you had to come home to this after such a great trip. Your ability to push through hard times and be such a pillar for everyone when you're going through such struggles as well is so admirable and one of the many traits about you I love. I'm here for you and your family 24/7.
So this is like see, it says they come back March 9th and this is sent March 9th. So this must be like right when they got back from their trip.
Yeah. Okay.
After he was strangling her and every night.
You're so
And
admirable.
And his stepfather passed like he either passed away or he was like on like in hospice care or something. Like
Yeah.
during that.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay, so they're just talking about the stepfather. He's on life support.
There it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not doing good because my mom is struggling. I know it's early, but I just worry about her financially. I'm all right. I couldn't sleep all night because I'm just worried about my mom. I took a Xanax, been in and out of sleep. Okay. They're just asking more questions about the life supports. I'm just going to put all of my savings into buying the house, but I don't know what that will take the payment to. With my savings and paying off the other kids, the mortgage will be around $370K, which is over $2K a month plus utilities plus HOAs. I just don't know what to do right now. Okay. Well, you're welcome to move in with me and not have to pay $1 in rent. No, that would cost you much more, sir.
Oh boy.
Thank you for offering. I will think about it. Okay. I have some deep thinking. I'd love to be able to help you guys if you see me as a major part of your. Oh my god. If you see me as a major part of your future, like wife, rather than someone who won't be in the picture, finite.
Oh my god.
Dude, they say like,
Finite.
I'll make your problems go away if you tell me you're going to marry me or something.
Yep,
He says, I
pretty
would
much.
never ask that of you, and I'm not in the right mindset right now to even be discussing this stuff. I was meaning financially help you with the house. Yeah, that wasn't the part that was weird. Well, I mean, it's weird, but it's not that weird.
Oh, marry me and I'll buy you a house.
God.
Oh boy.
It's like using like time and time again, like using money to try to control the
Mhm.
relationship.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just kind of skimming over this stuff again. Okay, so I think since we like finished part 1 of the Reddit post and like we only have 19 pages of the 61 pages left on this, I think this is where we're gonna leave off for tonight because I'm so tired. It's midnight.
Hmm.
So I'll finish this off tomorrow night, probably like 8:30 because I want to watch some of Dave and Megan's thing. I think, which is at 7, I believe. They're having like a debate type thing. Is that it, Bruce?
Something like that.
Okay. So yeah, I'll probably watch some of that and then we'll get into the rest of this. Hang on one second.
You know what I was thinking about after round 1 on this? Maybe part of the reason that on June 10th, right, Laura was way more concerned about Mike Marraccini being there to testify versus the other 2 guys. They called 911. They made a big deal about the restraining order and everything.
Right.
And I was sort of trying to figure out, like, why is he so triggering compared to these other 2 guys? And I think it's maybe because this relationship we're reviewing right now went on for so much longer than the other 2 guys that maybe she feels like she didn't get what she wanted, right? So it's like a sense of failure, and it's like a bigger sense of failure compared to these other 2.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that's why she lashes out so much more.
And like I was thinking too that there's way more evidence with someone she dated for like a year and a half than someone she went on 3 dates with or just had a one night stand with.
Yeah.
So and then also like she claims that, obviously in the text, like we've seen documents of her like of it coming from her phone number of these like claiming she had cancer and claiming she had like the ovary removed, but now she's trying to claim like with Clayton stuff that she didn't have cancer and she never sent that stuff. So like she knew all of that shit was in there and probably didn't want that to come out.
Because it's too embarrassing, right? It's not because she's afraid of him that he's going to do
Right,
anything on
right.
June 10th.
She's afraid of what she did and what she said that's going to come out and bite her in the ass.
Yeah.
Well, it should.
It should. Like no one should ever feel like they have the right to treat someone that way.
Yeah.
It blows my mind that anyone could ever do anything remotely similar to this to another human being.
Yeah. All right, guys. You two hang on for just a second.
And on that note,
yeah, hang on.
Good night, everyone.
Just hang on. I'm gonna end the stream real quick, but you can hang up for a second. Guys, thank you. I'm gonna send you over to MG Law on redirect. Please let him know that I sent you. Drop a bunch of bacons in his chat. Have a good night, guys, and I'll see you on the next one. I'll post on my socials when that's gonna be. I'm not sure yet. We're gonna work around Dave and Megan's thing. So, all right. Thanks, everyone. Good night.
Good night.